Ow. Yeah, okay, so there's a secret lair underneath Ricky Land. That's kind of sketchy, to be honest. Maximum sketch. My sketchometer is definitely in the red here. Well, I guess it can't hurt to... Ow. Well, I guess it can't hurt to take a look around. That's not true, it could totally hurt. What the... Sweet, a pool! Come on, Geraldo! Last one in the pool is a... You? You are... Oh, come on, it's just a fish. On second thought, let's go the other way. So this is a laboratory of some sort? Huh. Wonder what they're sciencing up in here. Well, I don't know what that was supposed to do, but I pretty much feel exactly the same as before. Oh, no. Yolo, it's Yeshio, welcome back to another video where today I'm trapped in a secret underground laboratory beneath an evil theme park. Oh, and there's also some weirdo with my exact facial features who's trying to track down and assassinate me. Wonderful. Man, being chased around by my evil clone with ultra-human abilities has really got me stressed, you know? I just wish there was some sort of video game I could play to cheer myself up, like one where everybody's happy and the sun is shining and everyone's having a good time. And I think I know just the game. Harvest Moon Mad Dash. Oh, also Animal Crossing. I've obviously heard about Animal Crossing lots of times in the past, but for some reason, I just never really got an opportunity to actually play any of the games in the series. In fact, I don't think I've ever even seen anyone play Animal Crossing before, so I went into this game pretty much as blind as I could be as to what this game even was. Just keep that in mind throughout this whole thing, okay? I have never played an Animal Crossing game before in my life, so if I say anything here that makes me look like an idiot, I'm really sorry. The game opens with the player boarding a plane to a deserted island as part of an island getaway package you purchased off-screen. Yes, you heard that right. For just the low price of $50,000, Nook Inc. is gonna take you to your very own island paradise, where the sky is always blue and the sun is always shining. Except for when it's nighttime. But I don't know if I trust these guys at all. Something about them seems kinda off. First off, I really don't like how many questions these little raccoon children are asking me. What's your name? When is your birthday? Where do you live? What's your zodiac sign? What's your blood type? What are the 3 numbers on the back of your credit card? They also keep referring to Tom Nook as their fearless leader, so that kind of freaks me out. Are you guys like his kids? His followers? His minion clones he created to do his bidding? I don't know. So after you tell these little creeps your social security number or whatever, you board the plane and arrive on your new island in paradise. Now all we gotta do is set up our tent, check in with the other NPC villagers, and gather around the bonfire to settle on a name for our new island. Not only do the NPCs immediately agree with whatever name you suggest, they also unquestioningly declare you the resident representative of the land, and this is when I realized that this game is perfect for me. As most of my subscribers already know, one of the main points of this YouTube channel is to build up an epic army of really rad people and conquer the universe to create the ultimate Yeshtopia. As you can probably tell, it hasn't happened yet, I'm still kind of working on it, but the fact that I can at least rule a fictional town in a video game fulfills at least some of my need to rule the galaxy. I've run the numbers, and around 20% of my world-dominating needs are fulfilled by this game, so that's a good number. You can even design your island's flag or change the little jingle that plays when you enter buildings or talk to NPCs. There it is, the official flag of Yeshtopia. Everywhere on Earth, drinks will be lifted and cheers will be sounded wherever that glorious flag flies. Now that you're on the island, there's really no objective as to what you're quote-unquote supposed to be doing. Most of the gameplay consists of just running around talking to NPCs and designing the island to look cooler. You can purchase items from the creepy raccoon children to decorate your town a little better, or you could just gather resources from around your island and craft everything yourself, assuming you've unlocked the proper crafting recipes first. You also have your very own house you can furnish and decorate, although at first it's really more of a tent. But once you save enough money and pay off your moving fees, you can buy an actual house from Tom Nook and then slowly upgrade that house to be bigger and better. But what really sets this game apart is the NPC villagers who wander around your town all day. Over time, more and more anthropomorphic animals will randomly move in and build homes, each with their own unique personalities and weird designs. They don't really do that much at all, but it's pretty fun just interacting with them throughout the day and hearing all the weird stuff they say. Sometimes when I can't wake up in the morning, I run in circles and scream really loud for a couple minutes. You know, without hearing the rest of this conversation, this sounds kinda weird. Allow me to explain the context to you. There is none. There's no context. She just ran up to me and said that. Ha! Classic Annabelle. The first two villagers that I started with are kind of gross looking and I hate them, but everyone else who's moved in is actually pretty awesome. There's Bam, the blue guy who says kablang all the time. Sherb, some weirdo I found hanging out on an island somewhere who actually turned out to be one of my favorites. Yuka, the old lady. Chops, the rich jerkface. Gonzo, who... well, he's there. And Cranberries, who's been with me since my first day on Yeshtopia, and I still haven't learned her real name yet because she's too ugly for me to care about. At least I think it's a she. And last, but certainly not least, Peppa Pig. Well, okay, technically her name is Maggie, but if she's gonna insist on calling me Shep all the time, I'm gonna have to give her a weird nickname too. But there's one villager on the island that absolutely disgusts me. Someone more evil and vile and cruel than you would even think possible. Someone whose very presence turns this otherwise charming and fun game into, well, a slightly less charming and fun game. And her name is Isabelle. I know a lot of people really like Isabelle, but I don't. I really don't. Every time I go into the resident services building, she's slacking off and sleeping on the job. Wake up, Isabelle, that's taxpayer money you're wasting. But she can't be content with just wasting all me money, no, no, no. She also wastes precious hours of my valuable time by telling random incoherent stories every morning instead of doing the news broadcasts like she gets paid to do. A sock I've been looking for forever turned up behind my washing machine. No one cares, Isabelle. I'm gonna pour cyanide in your drink. But the most heinous thing she has done, the worst crime she has committed against humanity, isn't even in her own game. It's in Smash Brothers.
Colors weave into the spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past still unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Search your soul and reawaken the undying light.
So yeah, basically I'm just salty because I lost to an Isabelle main in Smash Bros. You might say it's kind of an overreaction to carry a deep-seated hatred for a beloved character just because she beat me in a completely different game. But just watching my boy Puff get crushed like that, it broke me. Wait, what were we talking about again? What's interesting is that the game actually syncs up with real time, so depending on when you're playing, there are different things to do around town. Certain characters will only be around on weekends or holidays, and some places like the shop will only be open during certain hours of the day. And it really adds to the illusion that your town is always alive and busy even when you're not there. The only downside to this is that building things like houses, bridges, or shops take real time to build. Like, you actually have to wait until the next day before they appear in your village. It is pretty immersive, but it's also kind of super inconvenient sometimes. Like, I didn't pay 98,000 bucks to this creepy lawn gnome just for him to say, "It's not gonna be built until tomorrow." Well, I guess I have no choice but to wait 24 hours to use this thing I built. Man, I sure wish there was something I could do to speed up the process a little bit, but I guess not. I guess I'm just gonna have to wait. Oh, hey, look, it's tomorrow, and everything I needed built is now fully constructed. Cool. And hey, as long as we're traveling through time, let's check out the year 2060 just for fun. Welcome to the future! You know, I gotta say, I'm kinda disappointed. I thought the future would be all, you know, futuristic and stuff. Instead, it's just exactly like the present, but with more weeds. Although I will say, it does feel kind of bad seeing how worried my villagers were after I blinked out of existence for 40 years. And if the future isn't your thing, how about we go the other way and check out the past? Like, say, the year 2000 before the Animal Crossing series was even conceptualized. Again, no one really seems to mind at all that none of us are supposed to exist yet. You'd figure this giant disruption of the natural timeline of the universe and the rupture of space-time would phase these people in some way. But nah, they don't really care. I kinda wish they did, actually. I mean, the trick of changing your console's settings to advance time in-game has apparently been a thing since the original Animal Crossing for the GameCube. Nintendo has to know about it by now, and I really wish the characters in-game would mention it when you go absurdly far into the future or past. It would have made for a pretty funny Easter egg, I think. Ah, geez, maybe I should stop messing around and get to the point already. Is Animal Crossing New Horizons a good game? Well, I'd have to say yeah, I had a blast playing it, but I don't really know if my opinion is worth too much, seeing as how I didn't play it the right way at all. I Animal Crossing is definitely a game that's meant to be enjoyed periodically throughout the day, not rushed into a week-long playthrough like I did. If you were to try and actually complete the main story mode, you know, without time traveling at all, you probably wouldn't finish it for at least a few months. But even after all that time, you wouldn't have experienced even half the things there are to see in this game. Special events and new crafting recipes unlock all during different months and seasons, so to fully 100% complete it, you'd have to play for at minimum an entire year. Now, I usually like to save the things I think need some improvement until the end, so here goes. I don't know if it was just me, but from my experience, items in this game are really hard to get. There's a finite number of resources on the island, and if you happen to exhaust them all in one day, you gotta wait until tomorrow to gather more. I found myself running out of things like wood and stone way more frequently than I expected to, which is super unfortunate because they're fundamental to pretty much every crafting recipe there is. Everything in this game is also just really tedious to do. Designing the interior of your house is awesome because there's a cursor box thing you can use to place and move items instantly, like in The Sims or something. But anywhere else in the game, items can only be placed one by one, and it takes way too long to design anything. It's sad because I really want to get invested in making my town look cool, but the whole thing is just so tedious that I usually just give up like 30 seconds into building anything. But all in all, I really like this game, and I'm glad I finally got the chance to dip my toes into the Animal Crossing series a little bit. And like I already said, I didn't really play the game the right way at all, so maybe take my complaints with a grain of salt. The impressive control the player has over the entire town, mixed with the unpredictable actions of the villagers, really makes for a fun, creative, and straight up good time. Although, again, I have to stress this, do not try and beat this entire game in one sitting, guys. It's best to think about Animal Crossing like a giant baked ziti. It's meant to be consumed slowly through multiple days, not shoved down your throat as soon as you get it. Maybe just start it up every once in a while whenever you get bored and feel like turning your brain off for a few minutes. I'll be leaving the link in the description if this game looks fun, and if you guys want to get it for yourself, I highly recommend it. And if you guys want to see me flop my way through my first ever Animal Crossing game, click the playlist at the end of this video to watch the video series I finished where I do just that. Oh hey Drake. That's pretty much all I gotta say about this game, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, faithful members of the Yesh Army! That's not good. Alright, look, I'm just gonna level with you, okay? I'm out here working really hard to try and kill you, and like, if you could just show like a little bit of cooperation, that would be really helpful. What? No, you want me to cooperate with you on my own death? I would really appreciate it. Well, too bad, because I've got the perfect way to get out of this situation. Do you even know what that was? Not really. I was just kind of hoping it would do something. Have a nice fall. Ah!